Yo, what up? It's your big homie Kodak. This is All Urban Central, the greatest show ever. You know the spill. And you know who this guy is, too. King Issa. Issa, what up?
What up? What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, I think I need to get a little closer. That was awkward. Oh, this nigga's hilarious. So anyway, man. So what's going on, man? How you doing? Everything good?
Everything's great, man. Everything's pretty good. I'm moving. Just put out some new music, keeping it rolling. You know what I mean? Maintaining.
And that's what we need. That's what we're here to talk about. Issa's music. So, you've been doing the music thing for a minute, like since you were a kid. So how old were you when you jumped into the industry?
Oh, okay. I'll give you the background a little bit if I take my jacket off.
No, go ahead and take your jacket off. I'll stall for time. But you see, Issa, he got a lot of years in the industry. He's young. He's a young guy. But you ready? Okay. Good.
So basically, like when I got started when I was young, I was 8 years old when I started rapping. My dad taught me how to rap. I told this story a million times, but my dad taught me how to rap when I was 8. And this when I was in D.C. I'm originally from the DMV area. I moved out to Atlanta when I was like 12 years old. So when I moved out to Atlanta is when I really started to pursue it. You know what I'm saying? I started putting music on YouTube. I started to, build up my followers of people who knew my face and who knew my name and whatnot. And shortly after, I went into like a situation where I had signed to a production label, and then eventually I signed to a major label and came out of those situations before I turned 18. And then to speed up to today, I just been continuing on. But that's how I got started. I started when I was 8. And at first, my dad used to write all my raps when I was young, so he started me off rapping because he's a rapper too. He's from the Bronx, New York, where hip-hop started. I always got to plug that, throw that in there. And he taught me how to rap, and so then eventually I started writing my own raps. And I just had like a natural skill, for it and the ability to do it. And then the more that I started to make music, I noticed that I had like an ability to even, not only rap, but make records, with melodies and harmonies, and I was able to pull frequencies out of the air, while making music. And so I just continued to make music and put music out. And it's been like, everybody knows who's in this music industry. It's been a roller coaster, and then dealing with business side, dealing with people on a personal level, and then on the other side with business, being in and out of a couple maybe so-called bad deals or whatever. But I don't look at them like that. But I look at it like a good. It's a positive because I learned from everything. I've learned from everything that I went through. So it's really not a loss. It's just a lesson, And so, just seeing the ins and outs, pros and cons of what this industry brings and stuff like that, and also finding myself. So over these years, it's brought me to through this long journey of finding myself and who I am. Because I don't think when I first started rapping, I always knew I wanted to be great. I wanted to be the best. And I knew I was special or whatnot, but I didn't know exactly what it is that I bring to the game that's different from everybody else. Who am I? What message am I displaying when I do get this platform? If it would have happened too early, I might not have knew the message that I was supposed to put out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I really think the Most High, God, brought me through all this so I can really find myself, find my message. So that way now, when I have this platform, I'm not just yelling a bunch of bullshit to the people, but I'm leading them in a certain direction. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you've been in the industry. Like you said, you've been in the industry since you were 8 years old. So you've had sustained success, but would you say you've had your marquee hit yet?
Oh, absolutely not. But it's coming real. It's here actually. I haven't had it yet, but it's time for that.
Definitely. So, do you think...
I ain't had no hit yet.
But you've had great songs. I think that it's
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And it's coming from somebody that's followed you in your career for a few years now, you've had good songs. I've seen you put on shows and the crowd goes crazy.
Thank you, bro. Nah, that's real. That's love. I don't feel like I've hit my potential yet. Mm-hmm. My peak, the top of the mountain, I ain't hit that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been a day where I can't turn on the radio without hearing my record. That's what I call a hit.
Definitely.
You feel me? When I every day I leave the car, I can't get in the car without hearing my song because they playing it so much. You know what I mean?
So
that's next though. That's what's coming next. But yeah, you're right though. I do feel like I put out some great records, some great music. You know what I'm saying? And establish what's up, bro, and establish who it is. You know what I'm saying, that I am.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that the way, because just this year alone, there have been a lot of music and great songs that have come out and gone.
Yeah.
Do you think the way we consume music right now is making it harder for artists to be sustain that success? Because earlier in the year, God's Plan came out. God's Plan, one of the biggest. Yeah, it's old. It was one of the biggest records out. The video broke records, but now nobody's talking about it.
And that record happened this year.
Yeah.
And I don't think we realized. I always think of. I'm glad we're having this conversation. This is a good conversation, and it's healthy for what we need to be talking about for the future. I was thinking, like, man, the way music is now. I'm hold the mic for a second. Like, the way music is now, man, you can have a hit and it be a hit for 3 months. 3 months later, it is old.
Yeah. Or you can, so do you think, like, the way we consume music right now is it, like, how, from an artist's perspective, does it frustrate you that if you put something out, a great song, if you put a great song out like today, in 2 weeks nobody's really gonna be talking about it?
Yes, that's such the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't say it frustrates me because I honestly feel comfortable with my ability. And when I say that, I feel like no matter what my circumstances are in my life, I know that I can make good music. So I know I can continue to make hits. I don't feel like, honestly, I was just talking, like, I don't feel like I'm going to have a problem making records throughout my career. You know, some artists come up to them roadblocks and them, like, I swear, I've never had what they call writer's block or something.
Yeah, writer's block.
I don't go through writer's block. Even, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm always able to, I guess because I've written so much throughout my life. Like, my dad used to wake me up in the morning, you know what I'm saying, to study dictionary words and write stuff like that. Like, I was trained, like.
So you're like a vocabulary master.
I ain't gonna say I'm like a vocabulary master.
Like a young T.I.
Man, I'm just, who we were listening to when we came in, and I was like, bro, T.I. got such a great vocabulary. He said, what he said? He was talking about the trap museum. He was talking about the trap. He was like, man, so it just shows the expedition of exquisite artwork. I was like, this nigga vocabulary is impeccable. His vocabulary is impeccable, like, real talk.
One thing, you know, when did he learn all those words?
That's what I'm trying to figure, like, because he ain't go to college.
He did, like, even
He read a lot of books though. Reading books.
Yeah, he's reading a bunch of dictionaries.
A bunch of that shit. Cause I was thinking the same thing. Well, how did T.I. get vocabulary like that? Like,
I think the same thing about David Banner, because when you look at David Banner, when he first came out, he was like a real nigga. Like I remember the Def Jam Vendetta games. Like they had him in ripped jean shorts with no shoes.
He cut your ass nigga for that though. Oh man, no shoes. Bro.
He had no shoes on.
He cut your ass for that.
But now you look at David Banner, and now he's like this clean cut guy talking about politics and social issues. Yeah. The last classic record. That is a great question. The first thing comes to mind. The first thing comes to mind is Kendrick.
Good Kid, Mad City is a classic.
Yes.
For sure.
And the Damn album was definitely a classic.
I love that album.
Because I think Humble is going to be something that you're going to hear in the club 10 years and be like, oh,
I can see Humble being a classic.
Also another is probably not in the same direction, but not in the same genre. Childish Gambino, Redbone.
Which record? That's the American?
Daylight. Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be something that they're playing when you got to clean the house on Saturday mornings. Yeah, it's Childish Gambino. It's not a traditional. Yeah, it wasn't the traditional song that you would get from an artist like that, because he's coming from a rap background, and he put that out.
That man Childish Gambino, he's like a talented guy.
Yeah. What are some of the roadblocks you face? Because I know in the industry there are a lot of people that, not just rappers, but people that do beats, managers. They're like, maybe this isn't for me. They face that type of adversity. What advice you got for them?
And the same advice that I would give is the same advice that I would give to myself. It's like, because Lord knows I face so much adversity and still am to this day facing adversity. You know what I'm saying, with the music, but it's like. What I would say is you got to stay down. I know it sounds cliche. You got to hold on to what you believe in. You got to know your worth, and you got to know your purpose. That's what I would say.
My boy Issa,
My brother. Now, this was a great conversation.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
And I like interviews like this because they be like natural and good conversation, not just the same old questions. Hey.
Well, good. That means when I send it to Tut, that means y'all gonna repost it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Got you. My dog. Look, man, this is All Urban Central, greatest show ever. My dog Issa, we here.
All Urban Central. Let's get it.
Yeah.